Everyone, welcome to my first installment in the Creating Items and Quests tutorial group, playlist, whatever you want to call it, of TRP3 Extended. This is long overdue, and I apologize. I've just been getting over the learning curve for TRP3E. But without further ado, let's get started. So, let me just move this out of the way real quick. And to start, in order to create an item, you're going to have to go to the Extended Objects database, and there will be this window right here. Let me move that real quick. And I have a lot of things, don't worry about this stuff. First we're going to go down to here at the bottom, create an item, and we're going to create a blank item, because today we're going to create an idle, I'd like to just start completely fresh. And it's not going to be a document item, and it's not going to be a container. It's not going to hold anything in it, and it's not going to say anything. So first, you got this whole bunch of stuff here. First, we're going to type in the name of it. So it's going to be called Kern's Idle, and it will be a treasure item. And so what I usually do with and you can hover over this to see what it looks like so far. What I usually do with my treasure items is I type in that it's a treasure item. So it will be Guild Treasure, because this will be one of the items in a treasure hunt that I'm actually making. And you can see that what it looks like so far. It's going to be a rare item, so the name will be in blue. And then the tooltip write custom text, I usually put that of like how much it's worth if it's a guild treasure item, because those items will be tradable with me personally, and then that means that I will give you marks for it. So it will be worth, let's say, 44 marks. 44, just to be specific, marks. And that's also 88 gold. So this is what it looks like so far. And next we can put a tooltip description, so I could say like something about it, maybe covered in moss and shaped like a gnome. So it's going to be underwater is where the people will find it. So it'll be covered in moss. I guess I should say algae instead of moss, huh? Algae. And shaped like a gnome. It will not be a quest flag, because that usually means that it's, part of a quest or to start a quest. It's not crafted because they won't be crafting it, and it won't be a crafting reagent because you won't use it in crafting. And so now that we've done over here, there's no need to do the free notes because we're not going to making personal notes. We could do the item value in copper pieces. I don't really use that, but some people might like to. The weight in grams, I don't use that either. It won't be soulbound because then that means that I can't put it into a stash. And then it will be unique because I only want people to hold one at a time. It won't be stackable because there's only one in the person, on the person that they can hold it. It's not going to be usable, won't be wearable, it's not a container, and the prevent manual adding will prevent people from manually adding it from the database, which you will see in a little bit. The pickup sound, I'm assuming it's like a statue, so it'll be maybe metal small for the pickup and drop sound. And then before I do anything in the inner objects, it will save. And then we can see that it has the name of it, and then we can look over here. Oh, I also forgot to do the icon. So the icon will be whatever you want. I'm going to put maybe gnome in the title, and then it'll look like this. So now I'll save it again. And then we won't need an inner object because we're not making a document or a cutscene when they use it. Um, but this will just be an item that is worth something. And then once you've created the item, I messed up and went too far. So once you've created the item, you're satisfied with everything, make sure you save it before you go back to the database, because it even has a warning, don't forget to save your changes, because once you go back to the database, it will not, do whatever you haven't saved. So you just click back to the database and you find the item, and as long as your prevent manual adding box is unchecked, you'll be able to add it to your inventory. So if you right click it and go down to add to main inventory, you just add one, and then you go to your inventory, it should be there. And that's how you make a very simple item. If you want to create an item that when you open it becomes a document, maybe a book, you go to the document item, and this will be the item that you see, just like with the idle, and then the inner object will be the document, and I'll show you how that works. The workflow, it already automatically does that. If you want to add any special effects that happen when you open it, you can do that, and we can do that too as well. For now, we're going to name this book, just because I'm out of ideas, Tolkier's Diary. And then it will be an uncommon item. I'm going to change the icon real quick, and I'm going to type in book. So maybe it'll be like that. It won't be a crafting reagent, it won't be crafted, it won't be a quest flag. I'll just say guild treasure again. And then the worth will be $1 million. It will be worth 1 mark, just because I'm mean. And the tooltip description, his deepest, darkest secrets are hidden within. You can see that. It looks pretty cool. It will be usable. I like to change the usage text to, instead of read document, maybe read Tolkier's Diary. Will be unique. Well, it won't be unique. Yes, it will be unique because there's only one. He's not going to make 1 million copies. It can be wearable. It won't be a container. And I'm going to change the pickup sound to be a book. And the drop sound to be a book. And I think that's all I'm done for this page. I'm going to save it real quick. And then we're going to go to inner objects to actually edit the book. And what's cool is you can also preview the book of what it's got so far without having to add it to your inventory and see what it is. So you should get to this page, and you can change the backgrounds, blah blah blah. But first we're going to start typing things. So where we're going to put I love cookies and cream ice cream, and I enjoy long walks on the beach with my birds. Okay, and so we're going to preview that real quick, but I'm not too keen on this text, how it looks. It doesn't seem very World of Warcrafty, so we're going to change that. This is going to be, we could even put a title. We could put, make this go down, and then for the title we can put Tolkier's Diary. And then this will be heading 1 center. Oh, whoops. Okay, so we change the text there. Okay, let me restart this, sorry. I haven't done a title in forever. So you just click here for the heading one. I'm going to put it in the center, and then it should highlight your text here. You delete the text, and I'm going to put Tolkier's Diary. And then we can preview what that looks. It'll be Tolkier's Diary. So now I'm going to change the I love cookies and cream thingy, this part right here, to be more World of Warcrafty, and that is going to be the P font, the paragraph font, and Destiny font huge is the World of Warcraft looking one. So this is what it will look like. I love cookies and cream ice cream. And then you can also make the book resizable so that when you click on it, you can change how it looks. It's up to you. It's just personal preference. If you have a lot of text there and you've got paragraphs going, I would suggest making it resizable so that people can read it long ways if they want, or short ways like this. Because it's a little bit harder to read when it's like this and they're long paragraphs. So, you can also add an image. So maybe I'll put an image at the very bottom of the page after my description of the book. And I'll click image, and I can scroll through here and pick an image that I like. The ones that are like pale and kind of see-through looking, those ones are the best looking for the book. So maybe I will put an umbrella there, and it'll automatically put that umbrella picture there. I'm just going to save it again and click preview, and it'll show a picture of an umbrella. And even when you resize it, it'll show it kind of like in the middle. And then you can also change the colors, I believe. Let me see. So maybe if I want to... I haven't actually messed with this feature yet, so... Okay. So it'll automatically put the color that you choose, and then where the marker is that's blinking, that's where you're going to type what you want to be in that color. So maybe if I put... I don't know. And it's totally, I spelled that wrong. Totally fun, dude. Because I'm a Californian and I can't resist. And we're going to put that on the next paragraph, and let's see what that looks like. And it's totally fun, dude. So now that that's done, I'm not going to add a link because there's no need for a link. You can also change the page height and width if you aren't doing it to be resizable. This just means that the texture will be stretched if it's not, you know, sets up the background, blah blah. I just leave that alone. You can also add pages, so you click add page. This will go to the previous page, this will go to the first page, you know, last page, next page. So, and puppies, and I'll save that, and we can preview it, and then you turn the page here, and you will see the next page. So now that we're done with this, I'm going to make it so that the workflow upon use, so when they use the item and open the document, they will get maybe a message or something like that. So I'm instead of using it on the document, I'm going to go back to the item and then use workflows so that it's all in the same place. So for right now, I'm going to add element to workflow, and instead of it being on the second that they use it and it displays the document, it'll go on to the next workflow item element. And so delays can mean the difference between everything happening at once or over time. And so I'm going to add a delay of maybe 5 seconds, so it's not too long. It's going to be a regular delay, it's not going to be a cast, and there will be no interruption because it's just a regular delay. So after 5 seconds, what's going to happen is there's going to be an effect, and the effect will be maybe it plays a sound, plays music. And you can also play the music. I don't know what that sounds like, so I'm just going to click Druid Grove because I'm Druid at heart, and I'm gonna confirm. And then right now, it should, upon opening the document, it'll wait 5 seconds, then it'll play the music, and cue the music, and then you should be done. If there's anything else you wanted to add, there's also effects, and you can do whatever you want. And like I said, delays can help with the timing of those effects. So once we're done with this, I'm just going to save it. I'm actually going to turn my sound up so you can listen to me, or listen to it after it's done opening. I'm assuming I'm listening to the Goblin theme. So first we're going to go back to the Extended Objects database, go back to the database, and we're going to right-click it and add it to main inventory. And then we go to the inventory and open diary. And there it goes. It's playing the music. And so if you have any issues, just make sure that your your items are generally much easier to make than the campaigns, and I'll go over that in the next video. But for right now, it's usually, if you want to make a document, it's usually just the inner objects, unless you want to make them super fancy and play music, or have a message saying that something whispers in your ear as you read the book or something like that. You can also do messages, and then if you wanted to do that, then, whoops, I'm in the wrong one. Then you would go to workflow, add element to workflow, effect, and then common. You can also display text in different ways. So the chat frame text will be right here. An alert pop-up will be a box similar to this, and in order to exit out of it, you have to click OK, basically saying that you've read it, but it'll show up in the middle of your screen and you will definitely see it. Or you can make it into a rate alert text, or an alert message. So the alert message is the red error text saying, no, you can't click that or something like that, and then the rate alert will be the dude thingy. You can also add conditions saying that only certain people can read the book or document. And then in order to do that, you add a condition. I'll restart that. So add condition, unit name, target, you just click that. And if you want the unit name to be player, which is, who's reading it, you click on, oh my gosh, you click on configure, and then you click player. And then if you preview test, it should say true. But my name is not Elsa, so I haven't clicked that. So string value will be Tolkien. Preview test. My name is Tolkien. So confirm. And then you can also add text. So say, for instance, you can only read the book if your name is Tolkien and you are, and your target's name is, who's that? Officer Fairbanks? Yeah, Officer Fairbanks. So if I want to change it so that Officer Fairbanks, and then preview test, I've also got him targeted. So I can only read it if my name's Tolkien and I'm targeting Officer Fairbanks. There's also these down here, failure message, which will say you also need to target Officer Fairbanks. And if I'm not targeting him, or if one of those is not true, then that error message will pop up. And then there's also the failure workflow, which if it's not true, so if one of those, the unit name or player, if your name isn't Tolkien or if you're not targeting Officer Fairbanks, if neither one of those are true when you have the and statement, um, then it will do a different workflow. Maybe it opens up a separate document. So you can also have this in quests and stuff too. So this is a little bit harder to work with because usually you're working with workflows, multiple workflows, and for items and documents you don't normally do that. And so you just click confirm, and it'll have condition 1 and 2. But if you've made it the last one and not before the display document, and you want it to make sure that they have to be targeting Officer Fairbanks and your name is Tolkien or whatever your name is, then you just move this up, and it'll go up 1 each time. And then it has to pass this condition in order to do any of this stuff. And so if I'm still targeting him, I think. Let me save it real quick. And then you also need to target Officer Fairbanks. Will pop up. I don't know if you saw that. So that'll be the error message. And so if I do it so that... Oh, that's Officer Pomeroy. So if I get rid of that condition, I don't have to target him. And my name doesn't have to be Tolkien. And I can just open the document up again. And other than that, creating an item is relatively simple. If you want there to be a cutscene that happens, you just go to enter new inner object ID, and I would recommend naming the cutscene as, you know, cutscene something that describes the cutscene, like Tolkien underscore. Underscore helps separate words. Cutscene. And then add cutscene. And then I'll get into cutscenes and then connecting them to workflows and stuff next video. But for right now, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I was clear and wasn't too sporadic in my explanations. Explaining things while knowing how to do them kind of intimately. So if I already know how to do all of this, so I can easily skip over things that I might not think about. So if there's any questions you have, please feel free to comment about it, or if there's something that I didn't go over that you want me to go over that isn't in another video, please let me know, and I'd be happy to come back and you know, add in more information on how to do this. For right now, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a Nick Radical day.